Leah has her fourth son, Yehuda, and now she says, "Apam odes Hashem." Now it's time to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now it's time to thank Hashem. And what about the first three sons? The Chofetz Chaim explained with a mashal. There was a Jew who was renting a field from a very chashuv, a goy, very important minister, and it cost him 300 rubles every month. After a while, this minister had to go away to travel, and he brought somebody else in his stead. And this person hated Jews, and therefore he immediately increased the price from 300 to 500 rubles a month. And the Jew came to pay, but he only had 480 rubles. So the guy tells him, "You're still short. You're short 20. And the Jew says, "Okay, I'll owe you 20. And he says, "Absolutely not. You have to pay me now. And if you don't have, I will strike you. For every ruble, I will strike you once." And he hit him 20 times. The Jew goes back home, all broken, so upset, so sad. And this is how it continued for a few months. Then the original minister came back, and the Jew goes to him and cries to him. He says, "You know what happened when you were away? The guy you brought instead of you, such an anti-Semite. And you know what he did? He increased the price from 300 to 500. And I was short, and he wasn't willing to wait. And he hit me for every ruble that I owed him. This was terrible." The minister was so upset. This happened. He says, "What? How many times did he hit you?" And he said, 20 times. He says, "Don't worry. For every time he hit you, you're going to get 100 rubles. And in fact, he has a field worth 4,000 rubles that he rents from me. Half of it is yours." So he just got 2,000 rubles. The Jew goes back home, and his family sees him that he's really upset. And they said, "Well, what happened now?" He said, "Well, I got 2,000 rubles out of this, so why aren't you happy? Why aren't you smiling? It's a lot of money." And he says, "It doesn't hurt me anymore what happened, but I'm so upset because if he would have hit me 40 times, I would have gotten 4,000 rubles. I would have gotten his entire field." Says the Chofetz Chaim, he brings a medrash Tanaim and Devarim Lamed Beis on the pasuk Zichor Yemois Oilam. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, remember all the suffering, the afflictions, they come to increase your reward. And this is what happened with Leah. At this point she says, "Apam odes Hashem." Now I understand that all my suffering, that Yaakov as if hated me, came to increase my reward, because each one of the imams was supposed to have only 3 tribes, but now I have 4. That means my trouble, my suffering, my afflictions, my difficulties, all the challenges came to increase my reward, and thus now I have to thank the Ribono Shel Olam. Kol ma de'avid rachmana letav avid. Everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is for our good. But some explain differently. Why did Leah say right now? Now it's time to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because the imams were prophets. They were nevios, and they saw. They knew, each one of them knew that there was supposed to be 12 shvatim. So now when Leah saw that she has 4, that means one of the other imams is only going to have 2. Which means even though you think something is coming to you, nothing is sure. And therefore you have to thank, even for those things you take for granted. The first 3, I thought it's coming to me. Everybody's going to get 3. But now that Leah saw she has 4, it means that someone is not going to have 3. They're only going to have 2, which means I have to thank Yehuda Shloim even for the first 3 that I thought I took for granted. We should thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for everything we have, and know that if Chalila there are some troubles along the way, it only comes to increase our reward.